Hi guys, it's me, Jeannie, the Witch of Boise, and I'm here to do the collectives reading on the monthly tarot forecast for April 2023. So before we begin, make sure you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below. Tell me if there's a specific date in mind that you are wanting to know what the energy is for. Also, if you're interested in booking a private reading with me, you can get one of these done or a tarot reading. Go check out my website, witchofboise.com, for more details. That can also link you into my Etsy store. Ooh, so exciting. So go check that out. These videos are how I do my card of the day through Instagram and it's Facebook and TikTok. So go check those out as well. My handle is Witch of Boise, all one word. Okay, so we're going to be using the Witch's Tarot today. Also, if you see me looking in this direction, it's because I have my calendar that I wrote down. So let's go over this really quick. Also on my channel, I did a collective yearly tarot forecast, and it gave you the year card as well as the month card. So with that, our year card is actually the Lovers for 2023. So that can be very generic, like love, it's the Lovers, but this is also choices and decisions. And there are opportunities and things that are being brought to us by the higher up, whatever you believe. And we have to have the free will to whether we choose it or not. So definitely these decisions are coming towards us. And then we have for April, it's going to be the Five of Wands. So it's a really interesting energy. And I think with those two energies together, because the Five of Wands is a lot of like competition. It can be healthy competition, but it can also be petty, like drama and things like that. So it's keeping that in mind, and especially where there's this choice and decisions that are also on it. It's, are you going to choose to play in the mud with the pigs, or are you going to choose to fly above the haters? You know, it's that kind of energy that's happening in April. So let's get into it right away. So I just have the Witch's Tarot. I'm just doing a quick shuffle. We have, looks like 6 weeks of April. Yes, but the first and last of the week of April is just one card. So, oh no. Okay. So I'm just gonna do one more shuffle. And let's go. Okay, I'm just going to cut this in half. This is going to be the first. We're going to cut this in half again. Okay, and that is going to be the end of the month. And I'm going to change the angle so you can kind of see what's going on. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we have those two. Just gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then 4. All right, let's get started. So for April 1st, Saturday, 2023, your card is, it is the Nine of Swords. So there's a little bit of drama, a little bit, maybe even depression, anxiety. The thing is this energy, this was actually my 2020 card of the year. So it resonates. With that, it's like waking up from a nightmare. So there's some things where there is true fear or true anxiety, depression, things like that. But at the same time, there is a lot of it's in your head. So it's keeping that in mind where it's like, how much of this is truly real and how much is this really like made up into your mind and you are making it a bigger deal than it is. And that's not saying that 2020 wasn't like not a big deal, but like there were some things about it where you just kind of get caught up in things. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So that is your first week of April. It's the 9 of Swords. All right. So now we're going to have Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, and that's going to be the Magician. This is our first major arcana of the year, and or of the month. And the Magician is about manifestation. This is about realizing that you have everything in your life. You have the power to create a life that you've always wanted, but you have to use your own magic towards it. This can also be because everything has good and bad. Every card does. And so kind of the bad side of it would be manipulation, and that's both good and bad. So it's manipulating the life that you want it to be, but also watching how maybe others are manipulating you to doing other things, that kind of energy. So it's just knowing that there is that manipulation that is happening. All right. And then we have Monday, April 3rd, 2023. This is the Hermit. Wow. Okay, this was my March card of this year too. So any of these cards too, if you do get a reading from me, whether that's yearly or it's mostly yearly, just apply that like card. If you're like, hey, I got it this time, it's themes of that time period. So just keep that in mind. But for the 3rd and the Hermit is like a soul searching card. It's very much being by yourself, being alone, soul searching and finding answers, uncovering things that you might have had buried for a while, shining a light on things. And it's maybe even realizing where things aren't exactly how you may have perceived them. So especially if you have matured and you're looking back on the past or different kinds of things, to being like, wow, maybe I wasn't the victim, or vice versa. Maybe that person was that, it's that kind of soul searching and finding the good and the bad as well. And it's shining a light on that. All right, then we have Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. This is also going to be the full moon in Libra. And we have the King of Swords, which is very interesting because that's air energy, and so is Libra. And the King of Swords is very, he's very straightforward, very much business. There's not a whole lot of like frilly fun stuff. It's very much business, straight to the point. I always think of like his love language is his tasks, is like doing things. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna buy you a bouquet of flowers. It's going to be like, let me get your oil changed. Like it's that kind of thing. Very serious, but this is also a time to really be straightforward, and communication is key. So you have to be very direct on what you're wanting. All right, and then we have Wednesday, April 5th, and that is going to be the 2 of Pentacles, but in the reverse. So this is saying that maybe that there is a lot that's been on your plate, a lot of things that are happening, a lot of things that are juggling, but this is a time to really hone in on one specific task. So there's something that's going to be happening on Wednesday where you need to really prioritize this one thing. Do not start to like procrastinate or do anything like that. You just want to focus on that one goal in order to achieve it. Right, then we have Thursday, April 6th, and that's going to be the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So there might be like a business idea, some sort of like gaining something in the worldly matters. So this can be even like the first thing that popped into my mind, like maybe a failed diet. Where you're like, oh, I'm going to exercise every day. And then this is the first day that happens where it fails. The good thing though is that there's never failures. There's always lessons that are with it. So if you kind of change that mindset, you won't feel so defeated. But there's something that is not going to be succeeding, but it's in the beginning stages, and it's of earthly matters. But again, with Pentacles, a lot of times we can see that with finances, but it's always worldly matters. That's why I say like something that has to do with your body, something that you can feel, that you can touch, that you can taste, that you can hear, that kind of thing. All right, then we have Friday, April 7th, and that's going to be the moon. So the moon, anytime I get it, tarot, it's like tarot just like throws the finger at you, where it's just like, you got to find out. But this is like shape-shifting energy. So that's something that's really mysterious. Things are not as they appear. So keep that in mind with people and interactions and things like that, where it's not exactly how you think of it. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's good, doesn't necessarily mean it's bad either. It's just things are not clear. There's definitely a veil. And so you want to make sure that you kind of give some time before you do any sort of like definite decisions on things. Then we have Saturday, April 8th, 2023, and we have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is really in charge of his emotions. He has emotional intelligence. He can weather any storm. So there might be something that is emotional that's happening, and you might actually be really proud of yourself of how you are wavering through that storm, or it's gathering the strength to deal with an emotional thing. Or it can be even like overjoying. So it doesn't even mean like emotional in a bad way. It's just all these like really big emotions that are happening, and you're able to weather that storm. All right, then we have April 9th, 2023. That's going to be karma in this deck, but in traditional tarot, it is judgment. So this is the first major arcana of the third week of April. So judgment is about rebirth. This is something where it's resurrecting. So something from the past that you thought was over and done with, it's resurrecting and coming to the surface. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it's there full time, but it could be a lesson that's learned or something of that sort where you're really viewing it again and maybe in a different set of eyes as well. Now, this is also, since it is the karma card as well, this is going to show you how good has your karma been. So if things start to go a little bit downhill, maybe you haven't been the greatest of what you're putting out into the world. So just kind of look at that energy and see, and kind of like change your perception of that. All right, then we have Monday, April 10th, and that's going to be the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords for me is a victory, but it doesn't feel like a victory. So something that's going to happen where you're just going to feel like kind of like a blow, but in the long run, it's actually really, really good. So a really good example is if you have a coworker, like your bestie at work, and you both are going for a promotion, and you're the one that gets it. You get like all of these benefits, everything, but then at the same time, you're losing your work bestie because it's a different department, different building, or whatever, you know? So it's that kind of like, oh man, this sucks. But at the same time, you're still getting these added benefits. So keep that in mind, where it might feel like a failure. It really isn't. It's actually a success. Then we have Tuesday, April 11th. That's going to be the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is about breaking through. So a lot of times we can say it's like heartbreak, betrayal, like breakups and things like that. And it can be that for sure. But a lot of times this is breaking through a situation. So if we think about what a breakup is or what a betrayal is, it's showing you exactly what that person or what that situation is, and you're breaking through it, where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. So you're breaking through the situation and moving forward. All right, then we have Wednesday, April 12th. And that is going to be, in this deck, it's the High Priest in reverse, but in traditional tarot, it is the Hierophant in reverse. So there's a lesson that hasn't been learned yet. And it might be where this Three of Swords is coming from, where it's a repeat cycle. So something is happening that you haven't quite learned. You have the keys and tools to learn them, but you haven't applied it. So just keep in mind that this is something that will keep reoccurring if you do not learn your lesson. Alternatively, this is something where there might be a non-traditional aspect that is happening during this time. So keep that in mind. Thursday, April 13th, 2023, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So I love the Ten of Cups and the upright, but I hate it in the reverse. And that's because in the reverse, this is saying like something is, you're imagining like a relationship or a situation, and you're like, this is perfect, and everything about it is perfect, and it's just wonderful and fairy tale, but you're not actually looking at it that way. Like, you're not living in the reality of the situation, you're living in the fantasy of it. So there's a definite illusion that's happening. And a lot of times when this pops up, it's showing that true side of it where it's like, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't perfect, but it's just, you have to look at the reality of the situation and be honest with yourself and be, hey, maybe this isn't as great as it is. Or like in a relationship, like maybe I was just saying this was really, really good, but this person really, really sucks. You know, that kind of thing where things are going to start to come to realization. And reality is going to start to hit, and you're going to be out of that fantasy. Or you're going to just really lean into that delusion and just keep on going for it. All right, then we have April 14th on Friday. That's going to be the Ace of Wands in reverse. So we're feeling really not creative, not inspired. So we really want to get that day to get this blockage out of there and get the creative juices going. So this is the time to really do spontaneous things. If you don't get that blockage, you're just going to be in that same old routine. You're going to be boring and mundane, but we want to light that fire. We want to get that creativeness going. So be a little bit spontaneous, step outside your box. Then we have Saturday, the 15th, on April 2023, and that's going to be the Ace of Cups in reverse. Really sad. This is an energy where you are like throwing love away. So like there's so much love that's coming your way. There's so much support and like emotions, and it's just kind of like, oh, whatever. And you have to accept it. And maybe a lot of it might be even like insecurity or that you don't feel like you deserve it. You do deserve it, but don't throw love away. Don't do it. All right, then we have Sunday, April 16th, and that's going to be the Knight of Wands. So we are getting in a little funk. We're going right back up. And this Knight of Wands is fun and flirty. And this is also for some of you maybe going on vacation or planning a vacation. This is not anything that is long term. This is a fling. This is like really passionate, sexy energy, but do not expect them to stay. But it's that kind of energy going through, not just like for relationships and things like that. So it's just really spontaneous, fun, and fleeting, essentially. All right, then we have Monday, April 17th. And in this deck, it is the shadow side. In traditional tarot, it is the devil. So this is a energy about, it can be devil energy, first of all, but this can also be about obsessions. What is holding you back? And you're going to realize certain habits, certain things, and this can be even toxic situations, toxic relationships, toxic habits, drinking, smoking, overeating, sugar, and, you know, partaking in really bad stuff. And it's holding you back from your potential, and you're going to start to see that happening. And that's kind of what this devil energy does, where it just kind of brings that up. However, this can be also devil energy that's around you. That's kind of been with me, where I've had a card of the month, and it was not good, where there was devil energy that was happening from people that I knew, and it was like the mask slipped and you're like, who is this person? And that's that energy. It is just ick. So beware. Then we have Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. This is going to be the Page of Cups in reverse. So there might be a situation or a message that you're waiting to hear from someone, and guess what? That message is not going to come. So if you are wanting to hear from someone, or you're wanting to get clarification on something, and this is going to be of the emotional matter, something close to the heart, you need to be the one to reach out, because you will never hear from this person. You won't. You won't. That's it. You won't. So if you want that clarity in things, you need to be the one that reaches out, because it's not going to be happening and you'll be waiting forever. You will. All right. then we have the 19th. Yes. Wednesday, April 19th. This is going to be the new moon in Aries, but it's also an Aries Taurus cusp. That's going to be the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's something where that's really holding you back in the sense of you're not able to stand on your own. You're being really codependent on things or on situations, people, and you really need to be able to stand on your own. So it's time to really kind of get that energy back and be that, like, you know, be one. Be in your own power and not have to rely on everyone else around you. This is wanting to be in your own power. All right, then Thursday, April 20th, 420. This is also the start of Taurus season, is going to be the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is telling us that there is a blockage of an energetic exchange that's happening. So you want to make sure that if you're going to receive abundance, that you need to be giving. And it has to be in a good faith. You can't be doing it where it's like, okay, I'm going to give all of my clothes away so I can get so many clothes back. You know, you can't do it that way. You have to do it in good intentions and keep your heart open in that sense. And you're going to see this energetic exchange happen. But you can't just be greedy and be like, okay, ready, let's go. Or just constantly giving and being like, no, I can't receive it. You have to have that open. And this is a definite blockage. So this is the time to open that up, to get that abundance, girl. All right, then we have Friday, April 21st, 2023. And that's going to be the 6 of Cups in reverse. So there's something that is happening in your past that is going to be coming up. And it might not even just be the exact person or situation, but something that's going to remind you from the past. And you just have to remember it's not that. It's something that's similar, but it's definitely not. So you're going to start to treat it like it is. It's like someone from the past, but it really isn't. So you have to like be clear on that, especially with yourself, because there might be a person that you are totally vibing that you're like, oh my God, this is my 6th grade boyfriend. Like he looks exactly like it, you know, or 6th grade. I don't even know why, but you know what I'm saying? It's just something where it's like going to come up and you're like, yes, this is it. Well, it's not. It is not that at all. So just keep that in mind. And this can be even for some of you that might be even reaching out to an ex, reaching out to someone from the past, and it might not be received that well, or someone that comes into your life that is actually from the past and it's just not received well. That is that fun, nostalgic energy. It's a no for me, dog. Like it's that kind of energy. So just keep that in mind. Then we have Saturday, April 22nd, 2023. That's going to be the Queen of Wands. So it looks like this month we're kind of having a hard time with being creative and fiery, and that's a little sad. So we want to get out of that box. This energy is like staying at home, being mundane, being a close-in, being Witch of Boise. But it's you have to like get yourself out there, and I'm kind of talking to myself too about this. You have to get yourself out there and be more social, because you're very much antisocial during the 22nd. All right, then we have, I'm gonna have to breeze through this. I'm running out of time. So we have Sunday, April 23rd. We have the 9 of Wands in reverse. So this is we're lowering our walls down. So this is actually a really good sign where it's like maybe we needed a break to lower our walls down. And just knowing that the fight of this wand energy is almost over. You're almost to the end of the cycle, but you're lowering your defenses. So you're not just always on the defense. So this is a really good sign to being a little bit more vulnerable. All right, then we have Monday, April 24th, and then it is the 2 of Swords in reverse. So there is a situation that your heart and your mind might have been not in alignment. They are definitely together. There is a choice that is going to be made, and that echoes from that Lover's energy too. So there's a choice that you know what to do. You know what you need to do, and you need to do it. All right, then we have Tuesday, April 25th. It is death. Okay, so death is an ending. It's an ending. There is not coming back. This can be a physical death of something that is natural that you kind of knew that is going to that's going to be happening or whatnot. But this is an end of, not an end of a cycle, but just an ending. A door is closing. So just remember with endings, there are new beginnings. There's a lot of doors that are opening. So just keep that in mind. Keep all of this in mind. You know what I'm saying? All right. Then we have Wednesday, April 26th. And we have the Two of Cups. Really cool. So this can be a love card, especially with that lover's energy. But this is also a card of partnership. This is a card of your masculine and your feminine coming together. This is a union that's happening, a good balance as well. So it's time to celebrate those relationships, those partnerships, those unities. So yeah, it's a good time to do it. All right, then we have Thursday, April 27th, and we have the Eight of Swords. Oh my gosh, what the heck? We're all over the place. So Eight of Swords is you're self-sabotaging. You're the one that has put yourself in a box. So if you're having an issue, don't point at everyone else. Don't point at me. Don't point at your neighbor. You know, don't point at other people on your own crap because it's you. You are the one. And you need to take that blindfold off and recognize, you know what? I put myself in this pickle and I can get myself out of it. And once you're able to do that and you get your mindset on it, you're good to go. But it's being stuck and you can get out of that. All right, then Thursday, April 27th, it's going to be the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is victory. We're going right back up. This is like, whoa, this energy that's happening in April is very much like up and down, up and down. But Six of Wands is about victory. This is a victory. You're going to feel really validated. You're going to feel really good. You just want to make sure you aren't gloating and shoving it in everyone's face that didn't win. You know? All right, then we have Saturday, April 29th. And this is a really good card too. This is 10 of Swords in the reverse. This is like my favorite placement of this card. I hate it this way. This way is so good. It's healing. You are healing from something that has happened to you that has betrayed you, backstabbed you, all of the above. So you're seeing all of these swords that have been stabbed in the back by either other people, situations, things like that, and you're healing from it. And that is so good. Maybe we need this roller coaster to kind of go on this together, but you're going to realize how much growth you have done and how much healing you have done from the past on that Saturday. All right, then we have Sunday, April 30th. Yes, we have the Eight of Cups, and this is moving forward. This is moving away from the emotional past. So something that has happened, you're like, you know what? I'm going to move forward from it. And there's definitely this going on. And I think that's where this like kind of roller coaster on energy that's happening, where it feels like that there's this cycle going on and you're not learning these lessons and all of this stuff. And you're just kind of like, And then, and then just like at the end of it, you like realize, actually, I'm healing and I'm ready to move forward from this. So this is a really good energy. And I think it really does play off really well with that April card, that Five of Wands. And because, I mean, look at them. They're like beating each other with sticks and stuff. And it kind of feels like that's what April's going to be like. Sorry, but... like what it feels like, where you're gonna have some like yays that you beat the right person, or you're gonna have other ones where you're just getting beat down too. So and then other days where you're just like on the sidelines, where you're just like, I'm just watching it happen. So it just feels like that's kind of like the energy that's happening. So it really kind of coincides with it. All right, guys. Well, that is it. Again, these are the cards of the day that are featured on my Instagram and my TikTok and Facebook. It's at Witch of Boise. Go to my website for any booking information at witchofboise.com. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you soon.